Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel today for another Alliance War video. So in this war we are facing Nope. These guys tend to be on the higher end of Master Alliances, so it's going to be a pretty difficult matchup. So today the team is going to be Dr. Doom, Ghost and Red Hulk, taking Path 9 in Section 1 and Path 7 in Section 2. First fight up is going to be against a Strife on the Hazard Shift node. He also has the other node where he gains a sizable fury whenever a debuff is placed on us, which is going to be pretty much up for this entire fight. Now against Strife there are two main things to watch out for. So the first is he is going to cloak after his special 1, and the second is when you hit him with 5 telepathic charges. He will glance your next hit, and then I believe he has a chance to enter cloak if he's awakened from that glancing hit. But yeah, you can see so far the fight's going pretty well. We are a bit backed up, but we have our special 3 ready if we need it. Going to bait out the glancing hit there, bait out a special 1 here. And just go for our special 3 now. Should deal pretty good amount of damage. Brings him down to 11%, and then we've got the incinerate ticking. Go for another combo and the fight is over. Not really much of a challenge there. So this next fight up is against a Black Widow Deadly Origins. She also has Hazard Shift along with Power Focus 1 and Resistor. So we took this fight with Red Hulk a few wars back and it was a really slow fight. So this war I've just opted to bring in Ghost since I had a free slot. Going to be a much shorter fight with her even without the Suicide Masteries active. We don't have the Wasp synergy with us here, so not going to be able to get those really easy special 2 openings, but should still be a relatively easy fight. Here we go for a special 2, but we don't have any Hazard Shift debuffs active, so we don't get a ton of power back. Opted not to use attack boost for this fight. Probably would have been over a bit quicker if I did, but it's a relatively simple fight either way, so it wasn't needed. Here we are getting a bit backed up, but she's basically dead. One more hit and she'll be down. Ought to just go for a special 2 and it kills her through the block. So his next fight is against a SpiderHam. He also has Hazard Shift and another node where I believe it's like 200% extra attack whenever you're suffering from a debuff. So I could have used either Ghost or Red Hulk for this. Opted to go for Red Hulk mainly just because he's the tankier champion, so if I do slip up and take a combo, it's going to be a lot less significant with Red Hulk than it would be for Ghost. So the plan here is going to be to bait out his special 1 and to throw my special 1 as soon as I go over a bar of power. If I do get a power sting on me at any point, then I will probably just wait it out, but I don't believe I do at any point in this fight. The taunt is reducing our attack by quite a good amount, so it is going to be a bit on the longer side. But it's a pretty safe fight with Red Hulk here. Another couple of combos and he should be down. So now moving into section 2. This first fight is going to be against the Juggernaut on the SpiderHam Rise to Power node. So we are pretty heavily boosted here. I believe I'm going to hit all of my last fights in this round of boosts. So this Juggernaut, there's pretty much no threat here. At the start, we do miss a parry at some point in this fight, and it did feel like one of the parry bug situations. Opt to wait out the rise to power node there. Yeah, there, that felt like a parry bug. He did actually have an opportunity to special free me as well, but still would have been fine. With a pretty much max boosted Doom, even the special free is probably only going to deal about 15-20% from Juggernaut. And now we're in the Doom cycle, this fight is basically over. Waiting out rise to power a bit again so he doesn't get to a special free. Get our own special free off, and now this Doom combo should finish him off. So next fight up is going to be against Apocalypse. He has Kinetic Transference and Aspect of Evolution. So probably could have used Ghost here, but opted to use Doom. Just feels quite a lot safer because of his tankiness as well as being able to power control, so you don't have to worry about Kinetic nearly as much. Did have a Power Start 1 active here, which is just going to help me get to my special free without really having to bait any of Apocalypse's specials to get there. So throw off a special free here, and just going to go for, I believe, a double Fury cycle in this fight, because Apocalypse does have a very sizable health pool, and Aspect of Evolution will be reducing our damage by a fairly substantial amount, mainly through the crit resistance part of it. Because of the extra power from Kinetic Transference, we could actually get to our special free just from the simple medium triple light heavy combo, instead of being left just below it like we usually would. And now we're just going to go for a combo and he will be down. And special 2 will finish him off. So yeah, very, very simple fight there against Apocalypse. And now we're moving on to the next fight. So this is a Vision Arcus. He has Kinetic Transference again, but also has Feat of Indestructible 2. So I opt to use an invulnerability boost for this fight. This is mainly for if Arcus is going to be throwing his special freeze, because he is, I believe, 90% resistant to power drain, power steal, power burn sort of things. So we're not going to be draining much of his power. And also when that happens he gains a power gain, so we're not really going to be able to keep his power gains down to 0. So because my Doom is awakened, we're actually going to be stealing his power gains essentially whenever we nullify them. Throw off a special free here, and this is going to deal a pretty substantial amount of damage. We've also got a couple of stolen power gains to help build our own power up again quicker. But I actually don't have any staggers up, and we seem to be nullifying the power gains on Arcus before the indestructible. So he is going to be indestructible quite a lot here, and you are going to see that this does get a bit annoying, just not really getting any damage through because we're going so high in power and not really clearing off the indestructible. I believe I was trying to go for a special 1 there rather than a special 2. Now go for another special 2 and basically just spamming specials into indestructible at this point and getting basically no damage through. Arcus uses his special 3 here. We do have the invulnerability active, so this isn't going to deal any damage to us. And as long as you're using either an armor break or a cold snap immune, Arcus does have a safe to tank special 3. So there we finally get a nullify on the indestructible, and we finish him off. So that fight was longer than it needed to be, but it's still really simple and really safe with Doom. So this next fight is against a Bishop on the Safeguard and Vigorous Assault mini. So I've taken this fight a couple of times before using Void. This time we're using Red Hulk. So Red Hawk works in a similar way to Void here. He's able to handle the Incinerate quite easily. He shrugs them off and converts them to heat charges, which, yeah, the Incinerates are actually going to speed up this fight. And his heat charge damage actually gets around Safeguard a bit. So it is still limited by the damage you do on your normal attacks, so we're capped at 1% there. But when we have 10 heat charges, we'll be dealing an additional 180% of that. So we'll be dealing 2.8% of his health whenever we hit the Safeguard cap. Now, I did check before this fight, this Bishop is a low sig, so I don't need to worry too much about his specials going unblockable, unless he has a regeneration up. And we're going to play this similar to the second time I took this fight with Void, where we're basically just going to be disregarding Bishop's power, pushing him to special 2s and things like that, blocking the first hit of the special 2 and dexing out of the other 2. Believe I did have an invulnerability boost active here, but don't believe it comes into play. The only real threat here is if he triggers his regeneration, then throws off a special 1, because the special 1 would then be unblockable. But you can see he's pretty much down at this point. It's a bit of a faster fight than with Void. And yeah, really nothing too complicated there. And now we're moving on to the final fight of the war. This is against a Korg on the Hazard Shift Stun Immunity mini-boss. And this placement doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. I mean, you're kind of forced to use a champion who isn't a great Korg counter, but I mean, the rock stat damage is just way too low to be a threat. So at the time I'm actually recording this, I've just taken a Sig 200 one in that war, and we still came out of that fight with over 70% health. So even if it's Sig 200, it's not a threat, you don't have to do any intercepts or anything. The Korg in this war is only Sig 57, I believe. And on top of Roke's physical resistance from his signature ability, basically taking no damage from Thorns. See, that there did 1075 damage, which on a boosted rank 3 Red Hawk's health pool of, I believe it's over 60,000 at this point in time, it's pretty much nothing. So pretty much the only way I could really die in this fight is if I either ate a special 2 to the face or pushed him to a special 3 and ate that, which neither of them I really plan on doing. Neither of them are really difficult things to avoid doing either. Special 2 is very easy to evade. Go for a special 3 here. Now, we used it when his rock shield was down, so we get full damage. I'd rather take an extra couple % health from Thorns, but get sort of this special 3 that deals 10% and applies the Incinerate, and have a special 3 that deals 2 or 3% and also has the chance for the Incinerate to be shrugged off. And yeah, he's nearly down at this point, nearly 2 minutes in, so it's not even too long of a fight. He is going to get one more round of Rock Shield. Go for a special 2 here. Doesn't quite finish him off, but this last hit will. And yeah, pretty clean war from us today. And we did end up winning 12-9. So Nope seemed to be having a bit of a bad season this season, and we played pretty average this war, but did still come out with the win. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next war video.